Hello, lockdown pals. Thank you for joining me once again. Early in lockdown, the first lockdown I should say, I did a little video and talked about how the history of magic and card magic is sort of interwoven with the sort of shady, dirty world of kind of, artifice at the card table. Cheating with cards basically. Dodgy stuff, chicanery done by dodgy sort of men or women in the criminal underworld who would cheat at cards to win tens of thousands of pounds. And that really did happen. But I, in typical magician fashion, apologies, I only told you about 50% of the truth. Everything I said was true. Card magic does borrow heavily from the world of cheating with cards. That's well documented. But the thing I focused on was about locating cards on the fly. So when you're playing a game, you're shuffling and you're looking for cards, like a good hand, like maybe a royal flush, and then you're getting all of those cards to coalesce at the top of the deck using sort of manipulation and sleight of hand. That's half of the truth, but there is a problem. Once you've got all the cards to the top, due to the nature of dealing a hand of cards, you're going to end up dealing all those cards away from yourself to other people at the table. And I'm sure you've all heard of the expression, the deck was stacked against him or her. And that's the bit I didn't talk about, and that's the missing part of the puzzle. You really need two basic skills which take a good time to acquire. You need to be able to locate cards, so the location and controlling of cards, and then the stacking of those cards to make sure the right ones come to you. And that's what I want to show you today. So very quickly, as a recap for those people that missed the first video, I have again been sneaking glances at this deck, and I think I found my first card right there. It's the Ace of Diamonds. The second card I'm after is 24 from the top. That's the second ace, the Ace of Hearts. And let's speed through here for those who've seen it before. The third ace. Let's do three cuts. There's one, there's two, and there's three. That's the Ace of Clubs. I'm not gonna lie, I've not noticed the Ace of Spades yet, which is not good. I'm hoping a couple of cuts which look innocent. Nope. Okay, I now know where the Ace of Spades is. Sometimes a little casual riffle at the bottom of the deck doesn't really alert any suspicions at the card table. And I cut to one card only, 16 revolutions in midair, and hopefully, yes, we found the Ace of Spades. So look, that's the first half of cheating with cards. You clearly wouldn't do it in such an ostentatious, flashy way. That would be crazy. You would just kind of stick to these kind of table cuts like this, which is acceptable in a game of cards. And unbeknownst to everybody else, during these kind of very neat cuts, you would have sort of accrued, you would have stacked those aces on top. You would have brought them all to the top one by one. But as mentioned, due to the nature of dealing, all of that effort is wasted if you don't know how to stack the deck, because you end up dealing all of those cards away. So what do? You stack the deck. Let me show you how you stack the deck, and then you guys, you can go off and cheat at cards. I wouldn't advise it. Certainly not if it's a big stakes money game, because they'll probably take you out the back and break your fingers with a hammer, which was what the main method of choice was if you discovered someone in the sort of early 1900s cheating with cards. The other thing I would suggest is, for the love of God, don't use the aces. If you're going to give yourselves a great hand like the four of a kind, the odds of getting four of a kind is 1 in 4,164. So trust me, win with the 4 threes. Like win with the 4 sevens. Just don't win with the 4 aces. It will arouse suspicion. That would be my advice. Win with the 10s or the queens, actually, which have just appeared on that cut. Should we use the queens? Oh, there's 2 of them right there. Yeah, why not? Let's use the queens. There's another one. Let's put that one there. Where's the last queen? Come on, where is she? I mean, I know the queens, I made a big fuss about saying don't use the aces for the love of God, and here I am now using the queens, so I appreciate it's not that dissimilar, but it doesn't feel quite as unbelievable as the 4 aces. So you've sneakily got the queens to the top of the deck, and of course, without stacking the deck, you know they're just going to go round in a circle to all of your competitors. So what you need to do, and I'm going to leave them face up for this demonstration, which is quite an interesting thing to do, is give the deck just 1 or 2 last shuffles. And I want you at home to be the judge of, if someone shuffled the cards like this at a professional game, you tell me if you would be happy, if it smells right, looks right. There you go. Ignore the fact that the queens are face up, of course. Imagine they're all face down, but that's a good shuffle, right? It sounded right, the audio was good, it looked right. You wouldn't think that guy's cheating you. Absolutely not. And then consider that just, again, one last little shuffle of that deck of cards does take place. And you need to get this just right. But you know, there's cigar smoke at the table, people are chatting, there's bawdy behavior. And then the guy next to you gives the cards one final weave. He just pushes the halves together. It couldn't look fairer. And you know what? Maybe he even gives them one final little cut. You're happy to have the cards dealt at that point, right? I certainly think I would be if I didn't have any idea that the guy was a cheat. And then watch what happens. Well, imagine we're playing with 4 people. The cards are dealt round. You get your card last. And would you look at that? The first card I get dealt is a queen. Okay, not a great start. A queen's pretty okay. We go around a second time. We've now got a double already. The odds of getting a double or a pair, I should say, not a double, is 1 in 20. So you already got a pretty good hand. It's the lowest hand in poker. If I get a third queen at this point, a triple, 3 of a kind, then it's 1 in 47. That's the odds of getting 3 of a kind, 1 in 47. So if under this card, sure enough, is our third queen, 1 in 47. You know I'm betting now. I've got the third queen, queen of hearts. I'm betting hard. But check this out. If underneath this next card is the 4th queen, the odds of that, as I said, are 1 in 4,164. I've never even seen that hand come up live before, but that's exactly what you're seeing. However, you know that this is not a real occurrence. You've seen me find them in the deck, you've seen me stack the deck, and that's why I end up with the 4 queens. Now, there's one thing I didn't mention to you guys. There's no point making all that effort if the guy next to you over here has got a rubbishy hand like this. You know, you found the queens, you stack them, it's lots of effort, you don't get to deal every hand, you can't cheat every time it's your go because people are going to notice you always win when you deal. So you only have 1 or 2 moments like that in a night. So you've got to make sure someone's going to go big. So this guy's not going to go big. Maybe we've got a lady over here. I promise you she didn't have much going on either. There's someone sat across from me wearing dark specs and they're the chip leader. Now the really good cheats out there, not only can they find cards for themselves and stack the deck for them, but they may be controlling upwards of 10 cards, 5 for them, 5 for an opponent, and they are stacking both hands simultaneously. It takes a long time to master, and I'm hoping for you guys at home, as a little surprise, I gave something pretty good to the person sitting opposite me. We have a king of spades, a king of clubs, a king of hearts, and a king of diamonds. Right? Now this person is going to be betting their arse off, pardon the French. They are going big. They are chip leader. They're putting all their cash in. They've never seen a hand like that in their lives. And you might be sat at home going, you're fool. You're crazy man, Lewis. You've only got the queens. You're never going to win. But you see, I said that cheating at cards is often what led to the skills with magic at cards. And I'm mainly here to do magic for you guys. So that's when, of course, you do a little bit of magic and actually turn these from queens into aces, and that's why you should probably never play cards with a magician. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. If you like the video, then actually physically like it on your phone, or like my page certainly as well. That would be a delight. And if you really liked it, then please share it with your friends, or have some flyers printed up. And go out on the street telling people about my page. I mean, I don't do that myself. I don't know why you would. I imagine you're busy. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.